But you got to get this man some help. Spencer Dinwiddie, okay, and Tim Hardaway Jr., good, but not enough. You can't have that level of discrepancy asking him to carry that load all season long, and it's not eventually going to work against you. He needs help. 33, 8, and 8, he's doing his job. On 50% shooting, he's doing his job.
I think that we can all agree that in recent days, almost every single sign pointed to Kyrie's run in Brooklyn coming to an end. With that being said, who knew that it would be the Dallas freaking Mavericks who pulled through in the end? Like I said in my last video, that Luka Doncic clock is ticking and the Mavericks know it. For some reason, this confused some people and they thought that I was talking about his age, when in reality I was talking about his contract and the team around him. When you have a player that has reached the status of Luka Doncic, for better or for worse, you're on the clock, and you better make the most of it or somebody else will. In today's NBA, there's no guarantee that a star will stay on your team even if you're winning, but at the very least, putting a competent roster around them can only increase your odds of keeping said star. About a month ago, reports would drop that stated that Luka Doncic was pushing for changes to the Dallas Mavericks roster. While Luka Doncic and even Mark Cuban would refute these reports, it's clear that this franchise felt like it was time for a change. And we'll get into that, but first, today's content is brought to you by PrizePicks. Guys, check out what's on your screen right now. That right there is a free Patrick Mahomes square courtesy of PrizePicks. The free square is by far my favorite PrizePicks promotion. When you select this square, all Patrick Mahomes has to do is throw for 1 yard and the projection hits. Guys, PrizePicks is basically daily fantasy made easy. With PrizePicks, you're not competing against anybody else, just the projections that are available. With PrizePicks, all you have to do is find the projections that you like, select more or less for those projections, enter the amount that you'd like to play for, and you're good to go. It's really that simple. If you guys want to play PrizePicks with me, be sure to click the link in the description below to download the app, and make sure that you use code COOP when you sign up so that you could get your initial deposit doubled. Guys, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant played together for just 74 regular season games. That's not even a full season. In those 74 games, they'd go 47-27 and leave with just one postseason series win. I'm not going to say that this duo underachieved together because the numbers do it for me. As somebody who loves what Kyrie provides on the basketball floor and the good that he's done off of it, I'm glad that this whole debacle in Brooklyn is finally coming to an end and both sides can finally move forward. Today, Shams would break the news that we'd all been waiting on, announcing that Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris would be traded to the Dallas Mavericks for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2029 first-round pick, and multiple seconds. While the Mavericks would end up with Kyrie, Woj would add in that the Lakers and Nets had multiple conversations on a potential deal, but at the end of the day, the Nets would prefer the Mavs package, getting back a point guard and a wing to plug in now, plus future picks. Remember guys, the Nets have every reason to remain competitive. It's not exactly like they own all of their upcoming picks, and you can thank James Harden and the Houston Rockets for that one. It's kind of mind-boggling looking at everything that's transpired in Brooklyn and looking back at everything that had to be given up to acquire James Harden, only for the Nets to end up giving into his trade request a season or so later. To get back to Woj, he would also add in that the Mavericks GM Nico Harrison has a long relationship with Kyrie Irving going back to their Nike days together, and that Jason Kidd wanted this trade. Dallas needed a second star for Luka Doncic, and now they have one with Kyrie Irving. In the comments below, let me know what you guys think of this move and the Mavericks' chances of keeping Kyrie happy long term. Now this trade wouldn't come without hesitation from the Mavericks side. Earlier this week, there were reports from The Athletic that stated that there were members of the Mavericks front office that were worried about Kyrie's personality fit alongside Luka Doncic, given their drastically different off-court personas. Guys, in the comments below, let me know if you think that the personalities of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving will mix. Regardless of if these personalities mix or not, it's really hard to envision Luka getting really mad at getting somebody that's averaging 27.1 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 5.3 assists added to their roster. I definitely know that LeBron James would have loved that addition, which, speaking of Bron, you know what? In a weird way, I kind of feel bad for him because there was all of this hype about Kyrie potentially joining the Lakers, and then Kyrie does not join the Los Angeles Lakers. I just know that my guy Bron is somewhere sick to his stomach right now. After all, he did tweet out, "Maybe it's me." I could hear the Drake playing in the background by just looking at this tweet. This is a post-breakup tweet. This isn't a "I didn't get Kyrie Irving" tweet, at least in my opinion. To make matters worse, not only would LeBron send out this tweet, he'd go on ESPN the following day to talk about how frustrated he was about not getting Kyrie Irving.
Well, definitely disappointed. I can't sit here and say I'm not disappointed on not being able to land such a talent, but someone that I had great chemistry with, and know I got great chemistry with on the floor, that can help you win, championships. In my mind, in my eyes. But my focus has shifted now. My focus has shifted back to where it should be, and that's this club now, and what we have in the locker room.
That's a quick pivot, LeBron.
It's a quick pivot. Quick pivot. It don't take me long. It don't take me long. I don't get too excited about the possibilities of things that can be. I kind of envision myself on what it can, but I don't invest it all the way into until I know it's happening. Okay. And when it does not happen, I'm back locked in on the job at hand. So, we had an opportunity. I think our names was out there. The Lakers' name was out there. We had an opportunity. Didn't happen. We move on, and we finish the season strong. Try to get a bid into the postseason, where I feel if we go in healthy, and we compete with anybody.
If you're a teammate of Bron's, how is this supposed to make you feel? I can tell you guys that it certainly didn't make Westbrook's brother feel good. Now, don't get me wrong. Bron did show some confidence in his guys throughout this interview too, but if you ask me, that's the least that he could have done at this moment. Anyways, I hope that Bron's not too down and he finds his trust in Rob Pelinka, because at the end of the day, he really has no choice. This is quite literally what he signed up for. So yeah, I said I felt bad, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and take that feeling back right now. To cut the joke short, honestly, I have faith in Pelinka right now. Now, how long will that last? Only time will tell. I understand if you're a Lakers fan and you're frustrated by the way this whole Kyrie Irving situation played out. Not getting Kyrie sucks, but not getting fleeced is good. From everything that I've been able to gather, it's clear that Joe Tsai wasn't doing the Los Angeles Lakers or Kyrie Irving any favors. And there are reports out there that flat out say that. He was not trying to send Kyrie to LA unless he felt like he was getting over on LA. Don't believe me? Check this out. Apparently the Nets turned down a package that included Westbrook and the 2027 and a 2029 first round pick. According to Shams, in order for Kyrie to the Lakers to happen, the Nets wanted not only what I just listed, but they wanted all of the Lakers' young talent like Austin Reeves and Max Christie, and also pick swaps. They wanted the dreaded pick swaps. Just 2 first-round picks was simply not going to cut it for Los Angeles. Lakers fans, if it makes you feel any better, the Lakers' offer wouldn't be the only one that the Nets would shoot down. Reportedly, the Nets wanted 3 first-round picks from the Suns after being offered Chris Paul, Jay Crowder, and first-round picks for Kyrie. Now, regardless of all the hype surrounding Kyrie landing in Los Angeles, according to Chris Haynes, he's ecstatic about the trade to the Dallas Mavericks, and he's looking forward to teaming up with Dallas Mavericks superstar Luka Doncic. Now, while there's been no assurance of a contract, reportedly, Kyrie is eligible for one, and both parties plan to reassess the situation when the season is over. Meaning that there's a lot at stake this season for Dallas, because if this goes south, I really don't know where you go from here. But of course, that comes with the territory. The Mavericks are taking a massive risk, which I understand, and I'm actually all for. Personally, I feel like Kyrie has been overhated. I mean, let's be real, at the end of the day, the potential for greatness is there. Like I said in my content the other day, this team was in a really weird spot where it's not exactly the easiest to acquire all-star level talent. Now, not only did this team do it, they did it for what I'd consider relatively cheap. Sure, Kyrie comes with his own set of concerns, but would you really pass on pairing one of the most talented offensive players that we've ever seen with a generational talent that's been starving for help? Guys, according to StatMuse, the Mavericks were not only 0-7 without Luka Doncic before this trade, they'd be 30th in defense without him, they'd be 30th in field goal percentage without him, they'd be 30th in three-point percentage without him, they'd be 30th in net rating without him, and they'd be 28th on offense, which all of a sudden doesn't seem so bad considering everything else. Yeah guys, I still can't believe the Mavericks didn't extend Brunson when they had the opportunity to either. Now regardless of what anybody thinks of this trade, I think that they'd have to admit that at the very least that this trade is absurdly exciting. Who needs defense and stability when your team is dropping 200 points a game looking like the Monstars from Space Jam on offense? Seriously though guys, I hope that this team still finds a way to acquire more defense and more quality role players in general, especially this offseason, which I'm sure they'll do. Surely this team knows that the job isn't done just acquiring Kyrie Irving. In the comments below, let me know what you guys think of the Brooklyn Nets' return on this trade. As wild as it is to say, I definitely think that they could have done worse. They get more quality role players and depth to surround KD, who was having a dumb elite season, and they also get picks, which really could become anything at the end of the day. Everything that I've seen points to the fact that the Nets might not be done. They may use some of these picks or players that they've accumulated to upgrade their roster for future runs. You guys know me. I like to take the glass half full approach every now and then also. To empty my glass, imagine that you're Kevin Durant and you go from Kyrie Irving and James Harden to Ben Simmons. I'm sorry, Ben, I really had to find a way to fit you in to include this report that apparently Kevin Durant is less than enthralled with Ben Simmons, but hey, who needs to be happy with Ben Simmons when you got guys like Cam Thomas dropping 44 points on 16 of 23 from the field? That game could not have happened at a better time, and as we all know, the Brooklyn Nets will need his scoring more now than ever. What's actually nutty is that he followed this game up with another monster game, dropping 47 points. Now, I'm not going to say that he's on the level of Kyrie Irving or anything like that, but I will say that a massive breakout is happening right before our eyes. And if you've been watching Cam Thomas for a while, you know that all he's been needing is opportunity. Guys, in the comments below, let me know if you would want a Cam Thomas breakdown. There are a lot of moving pieces with this Kyrie trade. If he commits, then the Mavs make out like bandits, and even if he doesn't, you understand that opportunity costs. If you ask me, not having to include Jaden Hardy or Josh Green in this trade is a fat W. And to get back to the Nets, I kind of want to see this whole thing play out first before I really judge it. Let me know what you guys think of everything down in the comments below. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.